Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nev and this is Rainbow Tarot UK. So lovely to have you here to do another pick card reading for you today. If you're new, then a warm welcome, and if you're a returning viewer and subscriber, big thumbs up. Thank you so much for coming back and having another reading with me. So today we're doing you versus them, your feelings versus their feelings. You know, how do they feel? How do you feel? Just, does it match up? And we'll maybe get some advice at the end. So let's get straight to our three piles. Okay guys, so here are our three tarot decks that we're going to be using today. This is pile number one, and that is the Mermaid deck with the little calcite here. That's pile number one. Pile number two is the Mystical Moments with our little red bead. Pile number two. Pile number three is the Cosmic Cycles Tarot with this little green bead. So just go for the pile that's calling for you. That's going to have your messages. Remember, it is a general reading, so just take, the messages that feel right to you. If they don't feel right, they're probably for somebody else, or it might be that it's another pile. But, never take something that you're not comfortable with. And remember, it's timeless, so it should be good for whenever you're finding it. But let's get straight to our reading. See you soon. Hey pile number one, welcome back to your reading. So today we're doing a you versus them reading, your feelings versus their feelings. And we're going to start off with your cards, and we're going to use the Mermaid tarot deck for that. And you also chose this little calcite stone here. So I'm going to put that there. And okay, so I seem to have forgotten to light my candle. So just bear with me while I light the candle, pile number one. Okay, pile number one, back in the room. So I've lit the candle. So that's interesting that I don't think I've ever done that in a reading, not lit the candle. So it might have some bearing on your reading. Maybe something's gone out in this situation, or there's something about it needing to be reignited, or there's something's going to be reignited in this. I don't know. But let's see. Let's start off by, first of all, just getting an oracle card on how you are feeling currently. So what are your feelings, pile number one? And this is a good way of you checking out whether this is, this feels right, this is how you're actually feeling, and this is the right pile for you. So how is pile number one currently feeling about about the person and about the connection? How are they currently feeling, pile number one? About their person and the connection, please make it clear to me how they're currently feeling. I feel like that one's poking out. Let's see what that says. This pile number one currently feeling growth. So that is positive. That is green. Green is all about growth, isn't it? It's all about abundance. It's all about... Now, green can sometimes mean needed space, a space to grow. So maybe there's something about needing space as well, or you're feeling there's a need to space. But on the whole, this is a pretty positive card. So maybe at the moment you're feeling quite positive about the connection, or you think there's potential for the connection to grow or to regrow, or for it to... Green also reminds me of balance as well. And the heart chakra, because it's the colour, pink and green are the colours of the heart chakra. So maybe you're feeling a lot of love in this connection. You want it to grow, you want it to be abundant, you want it to be, maybe reignited, rejuvenated, or maybe you're just feeling really positive. If you're in the situation, you're really feeling really positive about the situation. You think there's a lot of potential for it to grow. But let's see what else we've got. How is pile number one currently feeling about their person and the connection, please? How is pile number one currently feeling? Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, Page of Swords. How is pile number one currently feeling about their person and the connection? And the Star, okay. And the Three of Swords, yeah, so it might be... that was interesting because I had to reignite or relight the candle, and I think it goes with your feelings here, actually, pile number one, because I think it could be that you are thinking about somebody where there is some heartache and some disappointment. So the overarching energy is Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is heartache, it's upset, it's being someone's been hurt. It can mean separation because of wounds that have occurred or hurt that has occurred. It could have been over a third element. If you're in separation and it's there's been some heartache, it could have been over a third element. That can sometimes happen with threes. But you are feeling hurt. So I would say you are feeling hurt. The Five of Pentacles is about being out in the cold. It is about being feeling out in the cold, feeling sort of lonely, feeling upset. This person is clearly upset. They can't really see anything other than their hurt. So if you are going through a very upsetting time, pile number one, then I'm sorry to hear that. I feel like you're probably going through quite a lot of hurt at the moment. But you also feel that there's still potential. You're still hoping for this situation to grow because you've got the Star and you've got the Queen of Wands. So you want it to, and it's funny because this Queen of Wands is very fiery, isn't it? There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of light in this. So I feel like with me having to light the candle, and you want the light to be brought back into the situation, you want the heat to come back into it. You might feel very passionately towards your person, you might feel like there's a strong chemistry, a strong connection between the two of you. I feel like you've got a lot of focus towards trying to bring the connection back if you're in separation from them. If you're not in separation from them, but it's just going through, with the Three of Swords here and the Five of Pentacles, it's like really, there's been some heartache and some low points in the connection. I think from your point of view, you are still very hopeful that you can reignite it, that you can bring it back, you can bring the fire back to it, you can... you can be the queen of it again, if you like. Now, the Star card here is that card of hope and healing. So I think you're, with the Growth card as well, is you're thinking we can heal this, there's still a lot of potential for this. You might be wishing for it to come back, wishing on a star, hoping and dreaming and praying that this connection can either overcome difficulties or hurt or separation or loss, and reignite again and grow again and be abundant again and all of that. If also underneath, I'm just being guided to look at this, which is the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like you want to grow this situation again, you want to work at the situation. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastery. I feel like maybe with this person, she's showing this, I think it's a mermaid, or she's showing them her Eight Pentacles. So maybe you want to be acknowledged or recognised in this situation again. You want to be noticed again in this situation. That is how you are feeling. With the Page of Swords, it could be that you're still very curious about your person. Page of Swords is a curiosity, there is a curiosity to the Page of Swords. They still want to have a you still want to have a connection with your person. You might want to communicate with them. You might want to pass on a message to them if you're in separation. Or you might, if you're not in separation from them, but you're just going through difficult times and maybe, it's kind of like the communication has suffered. I feel like you're wanting to reignite that as well and communicate better, and to be recognised and acknowledged, to be brought out from being out in the cold, if you're out in the cold, and to be brought back into the warmth, to be brought back into the situation, and you're willing to kind of work at that, you're willing to master that. So that is where I believe that you are at. If that doesn't sound like you, then you might want to pick another pile. So there has been, I think you have been hurt, you are feeling hurt, you are feeling out in the cold, there has been loss and separation possibly for some of you, but you want to grow it again, you want to reignite it, you're hoping for that. There might be some risks to this situation. You might be aware that there's some risks to this situation because this little mermaid has come across this very sharp sword. They might not know what that sword is. So a sword can defend, can't it? So it can be for the good, or it can maim. So, you know, there's sort of dangers to it as well. So there might be some risks to this situation for you, I don't know, but you're wanting to overcome that. And you want, and I'm just being drawn to this Queen of Wands because it's a very fiery, heated Queen of Wands. I just feel like you feel there's a lot of traction and chemistry between you and your person, and you want that back, really. But in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Five of Pentacles is Taurus, Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo or Sagittarius, Page of Swords could be any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. The Star is Aquarius, Eight of Pentacles is Virgo, and Three of Swords is Libran energy. So that is where I believe that you are, you know, what you're feeling. That's how you're feeling. So a feeling of being maybe some sadness, some hurt, but wanting to trying to keep going in the connection, or to reignite the connection in some way. Now let's see how they're feeling. How is pile number one's person currently feeling, please? How is pile number one's person currently feeling? That's popped right out. Let's see what that one is. This is caution. Okay, so they might be feeling a little bit cautious. But it's also, but this card also talks about listening to your intuition. So listening to your gut, really, about the connection. So they may be having a lot of intuitive hits about the connection that's making them feel a bit cautious, possibly. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. So how is pile number one's person currently feeling about pile number one and the connection? How are they currently feeling about pile number one and the connection? So we have the Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. How are they feeling about the connection? How is pile number one's person feeling about the connection, please? The Nine of Cups. How are they feeling about the connection, please? Pile number one's person feeling about the connection. The Five of Cups. Now it's interesting, you had the Five of Pentacles and they've got the Five of Cups. Right, and then we've got the overarching energy, it's the Three of Pentacles, which is funny because you had the Eight of Pentacles slipping out underneath the Three of Swords. So what I can tell you is that you both, if you're either with this person and you're going through some issues, or you're in separation from this person, you both want to work at it. Your person actually wants to collaborate with you about it. So you want to master it, and your person with the Three of Pentacles here, because the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration, it's about working together. So I would say you're both on the same page in terms of wanting to work at the connection to build it up. Now your person might be a little bit more cautious than you. They may be a little bit more wary, but they may be a bit more protective of themselves. So I feel like you are very hurt, certainly from the connection, but you are really keen and enthusiastic and hopeful and optimistic to get the connection back on track. Now your person does see you. It's not that they don't see you as a wish fulfillment, they do, because you've got the Nine of Cups. So there's no shortage of feeling. I feel like you both have feelings for each other, and your person definitely still has feelings for you, and you are, as I said, a wish fulfillment for them, because that is the Nine of Cups. You are a kind of dream come true. So again, you're both wishing for each other because you had the Star card. They've got the Nine of Cups. You're both seeing each other as a dream, as a wish come true, sort of hoping for that. But there's your person who's also feeling incredibly hurt, because the Five of Cups, a bit like the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups is again someone who's not able to see the good in the connection. So it might be that both of you are thinking it's the other person's fault as to why you are in separation, as to why there are problems. You know, there might be a little bit, both of you might have a little bit of a blind spot to your own stuff, if you like, really, because that's kind of the underlying message of the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So it may be that the two of you just need to be a bit more tolerant, possibly, of each other and of each other's experiences, or how you've both experienced the connection, because it seems to me that both of you are thinking, are sort of caught up in your own hurt and upset of the situation, which of course is very real, but it just means that you know, you're a bit blind or a bit closed off to any other kind of point of view, if you know what I mean. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on for both of you. Now your person, again, I feel like your person is a little bit more cautious and they're a little bit more defensive, because they've got the Four of Pentacles, which is a bit of a stuck energy. It's a sort of like an energy that just wants to hang on to the status quo. So somebody that's a bit stubborn. So your person might be a little bit more stubborn than you are in this connection. A little bit less willing to come forward and go full throttle back into the connection. They're a little bit more measured, I suppose. And with the Seven of Wands, they know that there are challenges in the connection, but the other thing is that they feel that there are challenges that can be overcome. So I think like your person overall does want to collaborate with you. They do want to get the situation back on track. A bit like you, they want to grow it, but they're probably going to do it at less. They probably want to do it at, their pace is probably a bit slower than you, really, in terms of that. But there are challenge. They know that there are challenges, but they, you know, with the Seven of Wands, somebody is easily overcoming these challenges because this woman, this you know, this warrior woman is, you know, standing on high ground above those challenges. So I feel like this person, you know, wants to overcome the challenges. They see you as a wish fulfillment, but they may be a bit caught up in their hurt at the moment. A little bit caught up in that. Because the Five of Cups is somebody who just can't see, is focusing on the Three of Spilt Cups, you know, what's gone wrong, and they can't turn around and see the Two of Cups behind them, which is the Two of Cups, you know, the potential for the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful card of union and togetherness in a relationship. So I feel like they are probably a little bit more caught up in that than you are, and that's why they've got the caution card. But on the whole, the overarching energy from their point of view is we need to collaborate in this situation. We do actually need to talk. We do need to get through this, really. But there's a bit more resistance. I suppose what I'm thinking is there's slightly more resistance, which means the pace of them doing it is slightly slower than what you would like, maybe. So in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. Seven of Wands is Leo energy. The Nine of Cups is Pisces, and the Five of Cups is Scorpio. Three of Pentacles is Capricorn energy again. Yeah. So let's see if we can get any other angel cards here on this, you know, you versus them reading. What is a card? What advice can we get really for Paul? Yeah, so I feel like both of you essentially want to get back on track, but I think you're probably a little bit more keen to get back on track quicker, or to move back into the situation a bit quicker than they are. But essentially they do want to get back on track with you, they do want to collaborate with you. But they might just be somebody who's a bit more cautious, just generally, a bit more cautious, a bit more stubborn. I feel like I've got a feeling that your person might be a bit more stubborn, or a bit more proud than you. If their pride's been hurt in this situation, they're a little bit more proud somehow. Children. It might be that children, you've got children involved in this situation. I mean, children represent innocence, don't they, going back to the beginning. So maybe there's some advice about maybe, you know, trying to get back to where it was or how it was, if it was good at the beginning. Or wiping the slate clean, because, you know, children are at the very beginning of their lives. They're innocent, aren't they? You know, it's completely a blank canvas with them. So maybe it's advice around trying to wipe the slate clean and begin again. Abundance. Yeah, it goes with the growth card. I feel like essentially this situation is going to be abundant again. And miracles. Yeah, so I feel like it might feel, you know, there's been a lot of hurt because you've got the Five of Cups, you've got the Five of Pentacles, you've got the Three of Swords. So it might feel like, gosh, you know, is this ever going to come back? You know, we might need a miracle. But I feel like it will do. but it might have something to do, maybe from your point of view, you just need to be a little bit, be aware that your person just maybe needs a bit more time to get their head around it. But I think they will get their head around it, and I think they will, you know, you will get back on track, and it'll feel like a bit of a miracle, you know, because of lots of maybe quite difficult things that have happened. But anyway, part number 1, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing a you versus them, you know, your feelings versus their feelings. You know, do they match up? Are you on the same page? What do they truly feel? And we might get some cards of advice at the end of the reading. So we're going to start off with you, and we're going to use the Mystical Moments Tarot for that, and also this little red bead here. So I'm going to put that there for you. So let us begin. Straighten those up first. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get an oracle card first to get a sense of, you know, what you are feeling. This is a good way for you to check whether this is the right pile for you. I just want to say a big thank you if you have liked, if you have given me a thumbs up, subscribed to the channel. You know, that's absolutely fantastic. And if you feel that you want to do that, then please do. So let's get to it. So how is pile number 1 currently feeling about their person and the connection, please? How's pile number 1 currently feeling? Isolation. Okay, so maybe you are separated from this person, or you feel alone. Even if you're with them, you feel alone in the connection. You don't feel maybe happy in the connection. So if you're with them, there's still a sense of loneliness or isolation for you, or you don't feel fully happy in this situation, or you are separate from them and you're not happy in that separation, something like that. Let's see what else is going on. I'm sorry for that, pile number 2. If that's the case, it's quite it feels like quite a cool, quite a cold card. So I hope that you are, you know, that you are looking after yourself. Let's do that. So how is pile number 1 currently feeling? Or maybe you want to somehow that, you know, you're feeling you need space. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're feeling you need space. Maybe you feel insignificant, because I don't know if you can see in this card, there's a tiny little white dot in the centre. You can, you know, you can just about see it. So maybe you're not feeling seen. You're not feeling significant in this connection in some way. Which is, again, is, you know, if that's the case, I'd like to give you a little hug, pile number 1. You know, because that's not great to feel that way. How is pile number, not pile number 1, sorry, this is pile number 2, isn't it? But that might be a hint for you to do pile number 1 if you feel drawn. So how is pile number 2 feeling about their person and the connection? How is pile number 2 currently feeling about their person and the connection? King of Pentacles. How are they feeling about their person and the connection? Queen of Cups. How are they feeling about their person and the connection? The 5 of Cups. And the 5 of Cups did come up in, come up somewhere in pile number 1. How is pile number 1 currently feeling about their person and the connection? The 6 of Cups. Right, okay. And the overarching energy is the King of Cups. You've got the King and the Queen of Cups. So I think from your point of view, you feel a deep sense of love towards your person. The King and the Queen of Cups, you might actually feel that you are kind of like soulmate, twin flames, counterparts, because you've got the King and the Queen of Cups, and the Queen and the King of Cups are, you know, like I say, 2 counterparts. There's like a soulmate, twin flame feeling. That is what you are thinking that you are. There's a lot of deep connection between the two of you. You might feel like you're intuitively linked, psychically linked, spiritually linked. With the 6 of Cups here, that is like a soulmate energy. You feel like there's a strong soulmate energy. There might be a lot of history between you and them, so you might have been in a connection with them for a long time, because that can sometimes indicate the 6 of Cups. But again, I'm just feeling, I'm getting this sense though, because these figures are tiny and this one is really big. I don't know if you feel like you're not being seen by this person, or you feel like, so you have all these deep feelings, but you feel like you're not being seen, or you're being made to feel insignificant, or they're not maybe recognising you or valuing you. Something like that, even though you actually have all this love for them. You've got the Five of Cups, which can mean, you know, a sense of lack, a sense of disappointment. So again, it's this person has their back, we're not seeing their face. So again, I get the sense that you don't feel seen by this person, and that is making you feel sad in this connection. You feel kind of isolated in the connection, because you might be with them, you might actually be with this person, you might actually be in a loving connection with this person, or in a connection, in a long-term connection with this person, but you don't feel like you're being valued or recognised or seen, even though you know there's this bond between you, you know that you share this love. You might even, with the King of Pentacles, be settled with them. You might be in a stable, settled connection with this person, but for some reason maybe you're feeling unseen by them, or upset. You feel like you've lost something. But I think this card also says, like, this person is looking on this lake where she's lost her 3 flowers. She's focusing on the 3 flowers that have come off this branch, but she's still got 2 there. So maybe there's something about you know, maybe you still have hope though, still for this connection, but maybe sometimes you can't always see that, you can't always feel that, you know, and that's why you feel isolated. But from your point of view, you feel a lot of love towards this person. You feel like the 2 of you are connected. That you've got potential. If you're not already in a settled relationship, you've certainly got potential for commitment with King of Pentacles here. It might be that this is a hidden situation. So maybe that's why you feel isolated, because it actually is a hidden situation, or it's a secret situation, or it's a crush situation. So again, you know, you're wondering, is my crush noticing me? Is my crush, can they see me? Are they recognising me? Because I feel all this deep connection to them, this sort of deep love for them, or this, I feel like they are like they are the one for me. And I'm just wondering, you know, maybe you're thinking they're not giving you much back, and you feel a bit upset by that. So there's definitely some, you know, sense of disappointment with you about this connection, some sense of loss, but all this other love that you feel, really. I mean, you might be quite a creative person as well, pile number 2, with all this cups energy, all this water energy. You know, you're very creative, you might be very psychic yourself, very spiritual and very psychic yourself. You know, you might be on a bit of a spiritual journey in some way. You may also feel that you really want it to be grounded and committed, this connection with the King of Pentacles here. Or maybe your person is in a committed situation. Maybe because the King of Pentacles is somebody in a committed, stable situation. You know, so it might be that you're upset or disappointed because you really like this person. You might be involved with them, but they might be in a settled situation, a committed situation elsewhere, and that's what's causing you to feel isolated or alone or not properly seen in some way. But in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the King and Queen of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. 6 of Cups is Scorpio energy. 5 of Cups is Scorpio energy. So Scorpio is a very secretive sign. It's a very deep sign. So there might be, you know, I feel there's a lot of depth, you know, like your feelings are very, very deep for this person. I feel like you're probably very much in love with this person. King of Pentacles is, normally that reminds me of Capricorn energy. Okay, so let's see how they are feeling. So that's, I think, where you are. So let's see what's going on for them. So how is part number 2's person feeling about part number 2? How does part number 2's person feel about part number 2? Rest. Okay, so I feel like almost definitely the both of you are either in separation from each other. Maybe this person feels like they need some space with the rest card here. But it's green, isn't it? So it makes me feel for heart. I feel like there is a heart connection for them. But maybe for some reason they're needing some respite or some space, or they're in respite and space from you. They are separate from you in some way. Their eyes are closed. It's funny because how I felt that you felt not seen by them, and this person's showing up with their eyes closed. So let's see, how is pile number 2's person? How do they currently feel about pile number 2, please? How does pile number 2's person currently feel about pile number 2? The 4 of Cups. How does pile number 2's person currently feel about pile number 2? We've got the 8 of Wands. And we have got the Fool. I feel like for a lot of you, you're in separation from this person. And then we've got the Empress. Okay. Oh, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, so that they definitely feel, you're both on the same page, I think, in terms of how you're feeling about this connection, really. I think this person, I feel like with isolation and rest, it makes me feel that both of you are in separation from each other. Maybe your person felt that they needed some sort of break or respite from the situation. The 4 of Cups is about feeling, I suppose the 4 of Cups is about not being able to see something being offered to them. So maybe you're upset because they're not recognising you and they're not seeing you. And that might be the case. They might not be seeing you right now. Or they might not have seen what you were trying to offer them or trying to give them. Or maybe they took it for granted in some way. But I don't think that is what so they might have got caught up in that a bit. But I think they want, with the Fool card and the 8 of Wands, they want to begin this situation with you again. So I feel like if you're in separation from them, or if there's some sort of disappointment in the situation, so you're with them and there's some sort of disappointment, both of you are feeling a sense of disappointment, a sense of lack, a sense of not being happy. So there's a bit of that, but the overall arching feeling is, let's begin this again with the Fool card. Let's start a new journey. It might be a leap of faith, but let's do it. And with the 8 of Wands, they kind of have this feeling of wanting to speed things up, of wanting to kind of rush, because horses is about power and speed, isn't it? So I feel like this person is now wanting to come towards you in a very speedy way, in a quick way, to have a new beginning with you, to start something with you again. To stop this sense of disappointment, because it comes right under the 5 of Cups, to stop this sense of disappointment and heartache and upset, and to just move and begin again, start a brand new journey, even though it might be a bit risky. Now they see you as the Empress. The Empress is again about an energy that is a very abundant, creative energy. It's an energy of growth. So, out of a period of sort of maybe having some rest, maybe you're on a break. So maybe you just had a bit of a break, a split or something like that. And you felt that break, maybe that break was harder on you than it was on them, in terms of they felt they needed a bit of a split, a bit of a break, just to rejuvenate in some way. But I think the Empress, maybe in that time, they've realised how important you are to them, because the Empress is a beautiful energy of love, of abundance, I think they're very attracted to you. I think that's the thing. I think it comes under the 6 of Cups, where you feel that you both have this kind of soulmate connection, and they want to grow the connection again. Or maybe you've been, there's a lot of history to the connection, because the 6 of Cups can be a lot of history, looking back nostalgically. So maybe if you've been in separation, you've been looking back nostalgically, and they are wanting to grow it again. They want it to be abundant again. They want to create it again. They see you as this beautiful, very attractive person. You might be, with the Empress card coming under the 6 of Cups, you might be have a long-term commitment with them. You might be their wife, you might be their partner, you might be the mother of their children, something like that. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is this sort of, it can be an independent energy. So maybe currently they're still independent, you're still independent from each other. But the Nine of Pentacles is also a wish fulfillment card, a bit like the Nine of Cups. So I feel like that there is a wish to, a bit like you, the King of Pentacles, wanting to ground it, to make it more committed, to make it more stable, to make it more solid. They also have that desire, because the Nine of Pentacles is about, you know, being in a sort of wish fulfillment situation where you've got everything you want, you're very comfortable, you know, you're very stable. But at the moment, maybe they're still independent. But I don't feel that they want to be independent anymore, because we've got the Fool, we've got the Empress, and we've got the Eight of Wands. And I feel like out of this period of being dissatisfied, out of this, you know, rest and recuperation period, out of this period of being, you know, on your own maybe, it's like a movement towards how they see you, which is the Empress. They want to grow the situation. But at the moment, it just might be that it is, maybe they're seeing that you are independent. Maybe at the moment they're thinking you're independent. At the moment you've kind of got it sussed, you've sorted yourself out. You are, got everything you need, everything you want. But with the Nine of Pentacles, that sometimes can be a person, an energy who has built this beautiful, comfortable life for themselves, but they're lacking that kind of just that special person. And that would go with your isolation card. So if they're seeing you like that, maybe they're seeing you as somebody who's got it all, but you know, with the isolation, you're still feeling it. You know, emotionally, you're still feeling like you could, you know, have somebody in your life. And I feel like this person wants to grow that with you. But I think at the moment, they still need a bit more time. I think with your person probably just still needs a bit more time in some way. But that once they've made their decision, it'll be quick. They'll come towards you quickly. But they might need to just, I feel like I'm getting the phrase lick their wounds. I don't know why, but I feel like they need to lick their wounds a little bit longer. Because this is a sort of energy of sort of, you know, reveling a little bit in, you know, dissatisfaction or upset or something like that. And I feel like they need to do that a bit longer. That might be why they've got the Rest card here. But in terms of astrological signs, Four of Cups is Cancer, Eight of Wands is Sagittarius, the Empress is Taurus, and the Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy. So let's see what else we have got. Now this card has been left, and I didn't realise. I'm going to pick it up. The Five of Cups. Now isn't it interesting, because you had the Five of Cups as well. So again, both of you, I think, are feeling upset and hurt in this situation. But there's also a sense of both of you sort of not really being able to see. It came up, it's funny enough, because it came up, did it come up in pile number one? I can't remember. The sort of sense of maybe thinking it's the other person's fault in some way. There's an element of that to it. You know, that both of you and them feel, and that might be why I have the feelings of licking their wounds. Maybe they're thinking it's your fault and you're thinking it's their fault. But essentially both of you still have these kind of feelings for one another. But you're sort of being held back, maybe by your pride or your stubbornness or something like that. I don't know if that came up in pile number one, I can't remember. But anyway, let's see what, so the Five of Cups is obviously Scorpio energy. So I feel like you're both on the same page, and that was very similar to pile number one actually. But I feel like in isolation or in separation, you might be suffering a little bit more. They are suffering, but I feel like there's a bit more pride with them. They are feeling that they need to just hang on maybe to their independence a little bit longer. But I feel like they've got every intention of coming back towards you. But anyway, let's see if we've got any other cards here. Any cards of advice for part number two in this situation of you versus them in terms of feeling, what's this? Soulmate. So this is, it's funny because you had the Six of Cups, so this is a soulmate connection, so it feels like it is a soulmate connection, that you are right, that there is that feeling to it. And I said before, this person does see you as the Empress, but I feel like there's something about this person that's just a bit stubborn, a bit more stubborn than you are. Any advice for part number 2, please? Balance. Yeah, it might be that, you know, it needs to come back into balance, or there needs to be more balance in the situation in some way. It came out of balance, but I feel like it's going to come back into balance at some point eventually. And music, so maybe music is healing for both of you. Music is healing. You have special songs, music that you share between you, or that you convey messages through music in some way. But anyway, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to this pick a card reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, you versus them. So your feelings versus their feelings. You know, are you on the same page? What do they truly feel? What are their honest feelings? So you came in under the Cosmic Cycles Tarot, and this lovely little green bead here. And we've got that there, a little green stone, I should say. So this is going to be what the deck that I'm going to use for you. We're going to start off with your feelings. But first of all, I'm just going to get an oracle card as well. So I just want to say a big thank you for, you know, liking, commenting, subscribing. Really do appreciate all the support that you have shown me. And if you feel that you do want to subscribe, if you haven't already, at the end of the reading, then please do. So let's get straight to it. So how is pile number 3 currently feeling about their person and the connection? How is pile number 3 currently feeling about their person and the connection? So let's have a look and see what we've got. Cleanse. Okay, so you might want to, cleanse this situation. It might have been quite difficult. It might need, you know, an overhaul. It might need to be cleared and cleaned up in some way. So that's kind of something maybe that you are feeling. Let's see what else we've got. Cleanse. How is pile number, maybe you want to detox it if it's been quite a toxic. Maybe you want to, so cleanse is cleaning it up in some way, making it better. How is, we might be putting a lot of thought into that because this is all blue, and blue reminds me of, you might want to communicate with them as well, have better communication, because it's reminding me of the throat chakra. But blue is also about thoughts. It's reminding me of the sword suit, which is all about thoughts and communication as well. So so you might be giving that a lot of thoughts about how you can make the situation better, or how you can clean it up, or wanting to clean it up. So how is pile number 3's person? How is pile number 3 currently feeling about their person and the connection, please? How is pile number 3 currently feeling about their person and the connection? We've got these two, which is Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. How is pile number 3 currently feeling about their person and the connection? The Sun, oh, there's too many, so I'm going to actually I'm not going to take any of those actually. How are they feeling about their person and the connection, please? Now that one has just slipped over. King of Swords. Oh yeah, okay. And at the bottom of the deck we have the King of Wands. Okay. That's interesting. So, I mean, just off the top of my head, you might be faced with choices, pile number 1. So you might be thinking about this person as somebody else, because you've got the King of Wands and the King of Swords. So there might be choices for you. So in which case, you might be wanting to have, you might be thinking, you might be at a crossroads in this connection, really, where you're thinking, because cleanse means, it's a renewal, isn't it? It's like a washing clean. And it comes next to the Ace of Cups. So you might want a new beginning in some way in love with the Ace of Cups here. there might be somebody else for you. There might be something else for you, and you might want a new beginning in another situation. Or it could be that you want this person to be different. So you want like a new beginning with them. You want a new start with them, but for them to be different in some way. That's kind of what I'm feeling. It could be that you're going through a bit of a cleansing process yourself, and you are beginning to love yourself more. You're beginning to give yourself more attention. You're beginning to value yourself more. Maybe your person with the King of Swords here is a little bit detached, emotionally detached, not really connected, not really heart connected. And it could be why you've got the cleanse here, because you want them to be more like the King of Wands, who is much more demonstrative in how they feel, much more passionate, much more connected to how they're much more connected to their feelings, much more outgoing, much more fun. Because I noticed that this Eight of Cups, she's on a balloon, she's doing something nice for herself, she's having a glass of wine, she's having a bit of an adventure. And the King of Wands is much more adventurous, whereas the King of Swords is a lot more of a thinker, a planner, a lot more detached emotionally, not as outgoing. So maybe for some of you, you're thinking you want the situation to be different, for your person to be different. That you want them to be a bit more exciting, a little bit more passionate, to show you a bit more maybe. Because you are beginning to realise or value yourself more in some way. And that could be one way of reading this. Or it could be that you want this, you're in a situation, you might have come apart, you might have come separate, there might be a separation, and you want a new beginning in it. So it's gone through a period of maybe cleansing, of healing, and you want a new start. You want a new start in the situation, you want to move towards it slowly with the Knight of Pentacles, because you think it's going to bring you happiness. You feel like this situation could bring you happiness. You feel confident and hopeful that you can do it with the King of Wands here. Because it's such a sunny, it brings you a lot of sunshine. So maybe you're in separation from this person, you've gone through a process of healing, you've gone through a process of cleansing, and you want a new start with them, and you are excited about that, or you feel passionate about that. But with the King of Swords and the King of Wands, now the King of Swords is clearly sitting here planning something, so you might be planning about how you're going to do that. You might be strategizing, you might be thinking, like I said, giving the situation a lot of thought about how you can begin it again. And with this King of Wands, they're cooking up something, aren't they? So this King of Wands is making a cake mixture so that it can go into this little muffin tin to bake and create lovely, delicious muffins. So what I feel like is maybe the overarching energy is that you're confident to bring this situation back, but you've still got a bit of work to do. And it goes with the King of Swords here, planning and strategizing. You've still got a little bit of work to do about that. So those are just some of the thoughts that I'm having. But it could be that for some of you, there is a choice for you between two different characters. And you might be in a settled relationship with one of them, but there might be something there that's a little bit more tempting for you. Just as a specific message for some of you that you feel tempted by. Or that you were tempted by. So there's something like that going on. But anyway, in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Ace of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Sun is Leo. Knight of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And the King of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I think we've pretty much covered all of the astrological signs there. So that is something, yeah. Yeah, because Knight of Pentacles shows somebody's, they want to move towards a situation. So this young lad is playing basketball and he wants to try and obviously shoot that ball in the goal. But he's got to think, two people in front of him. He's got to try and get around some obstacles. So maybe you're thinking, I want to come back towards this situation. I want to be in this situation, but there are obstacles to it. But I feel confident that we can overcome that, because I think that this is a very, there's potential for this situation. It's really, the Sun card here. I know it could make me really happy. Something like that. So if that doesn't sound like your situation, then you might want to listen to another pile. But anyway, let's see how they are feeling. How is part number 3's person? Actually, let's do an oracle card for them. So maybe you've just gone through a period of realisation with the cleansing here. You had time apart, has been a separation, you've gone through a bit of a detoxing time. And you've kind of thought, right, I want to move back towards this person, or I want to be with this person. Or if you're with someone and you're not happy in that situation because they're not really giving you much, you are rethinking about whether you want to be with them, or you want them to be like, you want them to be someone else, and maybe there's someone else in your life that is kind of, making you think, oh, the grass is greener, I could go there, something like that. What's underneath there? The King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness! So you might actually have part number 1. You might have a lot of admirers here. So you might be with someone who's the King of Swords, but there might be other options for you, and that's what you're thinking. So maybe you're thinking, actually, I could start again with somebody else. I'm not sure that this King of Swords is doing it for me. So you might be having all those kinds of thoughts as well, because I've got the King of Wands and I've got the King of Pentacles. I've got people around me letting me know that I am attractive, that I am lovable. And maybe it's you thinking, I want to cleanse my life, and that might mean that I want to look at other options. I'm not sure that this is where I want to be, really. So that could be like for some of you as well. So how is part number 3's person currently feeling about part number 3? How is part number 3's person currently feeling about part number 3? Rejection. So they are feeling a sense of, maybe they're feeling rejected by you. Maybe they're feeling rejected by you, or they are emotionally shutting down from the situation, or have emotionally shut down from the situation. Could be either of those things. Let's see what else we've got here. How is pile number 3's person currently feeling about pile number 3 and the connection? How are they currently feeling about pile number 3 and the connection? 6 of Swords. Page of Cups. It's interesting. How are they currently feeling about the connection? King of Pentacles. And the 3 of Wands. The overarching energy is the 5 of Swords. So yeah, I definitely feel like this could be that you are with the 5 of Swords. I think with the 5 of Swords and the rejection, I think this person is feeling like they've lost out in this situation somehow, or maybe they're feeling like they've lost you, or the situation has gone from them. Maybe they feel rejected by you. Because the 5 of Swords is about winners and losers, really, but often often the person who's won hasn't really won in the right way, if you know what I mean. So it's like, because it's at the expense of causing a lot of damage to somebody else. So I feel like there's maybe some pain in this situation, or there has been some pain in this situation. But with the 6 of Swords, I feel like this person is possibly a little bit mixed in how they feel. I feel like they want 6 of Swords might be that they want to move away from the situation because they feel it's, because it's been painful or it's been difficult. Maybe they have moved away, maybe you have moved away, because that is the 6 of Swords, a kind of moving away energy onto calmer waters. But they also want to begin again. So they're a little bit more mixed. I think this is the only, but that's also this sort of mirroring you, really, because I think maybe you're a little bit mixed as well, or you feel you've got options. So this person is thinking, should I, I could leave this situation, but the Page of Cups is I might want to begin it again, or I want to start it again, or I still have feelings in this situation. The King of Pentacles is about commitment, is about being committed in the situation. So I feel like sometimes they're feeling they want to leave the situation, they want to reject the situation, or they feel rejected in the situation, and at other times they want to begin it again and they want to have commitment in the situation. So I feel like both of you are questioning the relationship, if I'm honest. I feel like both of you are questioning the relationship. You recognise that there are still feelings there, but maybe you're thinking, would it be better if, I moved on to something else in some way? Because there has been this sense of disappointment, this sense of loss. So maybe if you're in separation, you're both still thinking of each other, but you're also thinking, well, you know, perhaps it would be better if we stayed apart and we move on to other things. Because the Three of Wands here is a sense of waiting, a sense of sort of just standing there. I feel like your person might be, there is still feeling, your person does still have feelings for you. There is a sense of longing, I think, for you still, but they may not show that. You know, and you might be thinking, well, you know, I've got other options that are much more, people who are much, you know, people who are much more willing to show me how they feel and willing to demonstrate their interest in me, and you know, I don't want to be stuck with somebody who's, you know, emotionally detached or not really very, or not giving me much really. Yeah, so something like that. But certainly in terms of your person, they either feel rejected by you, or they're kind of half thinking, I want to reject this situation and move on to something that's calmer. But equally, oh, you know, I'd like to, you know, I'd still like to hang on to it. Should we try again? So they're sort of mixed. You know, they've gone from the Page of Cups to the King of Pentacles. You know, should we try again? Should I reach out again with the Page of Cups? Because that is like a message card, but also, you know, a card of new beginnings. Should I reach out again and offer commitment again? Should I reach out again and offer commitment again? You know, but is that really realistic with the Three of Wands? That's probably what they're thinking. Is it really realistic? You know, or is it just sort of like a dream or a fantasy, something like that? So in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Six of Swords is Aquarius energy. Page of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And Three of Wands is Aries energy. Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. So I feel like there is a lot of, from your person's point of view, I feel like they feel quite hurt. I feel like they're feeling quite hurt. But I think from your point of view, you're feeling like, well, maybe you've done more work on yourself. Maybe you've healed yourself more. Maybe you've learnt to love yourself more if you're in separation from them. I mean, if you're with each other, I feel like, you're both a bit mixed in terms of how you feel about the connection. You know, there is love still there, you know, but there's also a feeling from both of you about whether you would be better off, you know, moving on to something else. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. But anyway, let's see what advice you've got here. Any advice for partner number 3 in this situation? What is the advice for partner number 3, please? I've got that one wants to come out. What's this? Romance. There we go, romance. So is that romance renewed romance? Okay, what else have we got here? Power. Okay, anything else? Partner number 3 and their person. Body care. Okay. Romance, power and body care. I feel like with the romance card, it makes me feel, this is a really lovely image here. It makes me feel like there is sort of like still potential in this situation, you know, for a sense of connectedness. You know, maybe you've kind of lost that somewhere along the way. So maybe there just needs to be, you know, some sort of reinvestment in each other. Because I feel like both of you maybe have kind of lost, you know, maybe because of hurt or upset or whatever, I've kind of lost, maybe lost an emotional connection in some way. But you could gather that again, you could get that back again by sort of investing, taking time to invest in each other again, maybe. And maybe that would make the connection feel more powerful, you'd feel better in yourself, you'd feel, you know, happier in some way. Let's see what else we've got. What advice is there for part number 3 and their person? Ask your angels. So maybe it's something about asking, you know, in your meditations for, listening to signs, listening to being aware of signs and synchronicities, you know, guidance from your own sort of spiritual team. Oh, you're being asked to do that if you believe. It's funny I was saying that about, wasn't that about the romance card, about, you know, if you invest in yourself, if you invest in each other, if you invest in the connection again, so if you sort of like believe in the connection again, you know, maybe that would, you know, bring it back in some way, bring it back in a stronger way. Be assertive. So we've got for pile number 3 and their person. Anything else? Pile number 3 and their person. Oh, reconsider. Reconsider. So maybe somebody needs to reconsider in this situation. What's at the bottom of the deck? And remain positive. And we're going to have one more. Big happy changes. So maybe, you know, this situation is just, you know, in separation. It's you know, you're sort of, I feel like it's like a bit of a crossroads, this situation. I feel like a bit of a crossroads, you know, do you stay in it, don't you stay in it? You're both at that, you know, you're both feeling that. There is, you know, you're both feeling that there's love still there, but, you know, because of maybe what's gone down or some you know, lack of emotional connection, you're sort of wondering about whether it would be better to kind of move, you know, to go somewhere else, to do something else, or to be with somebody else. But I think these cards are saying, you know, maybe it's about just believing in the connection again, just putting more energy into it again, just focusing on it again. So maybe for you, you've just got other attractions or other, you know, people that are coming along to make you feel good. And that's, you know, that I'm not, you know, that's you know, you might have gone through a lot with this person, I don't know. But maybe the advice is, you know, just maybe give it another chance, or maybe they're, you know, the advice for them as well, to sort of give the situation another chance and just see where it takes you, you know. But anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.